I called up someone I know who works with sheep and cattle so that I could ask them about this particular part of the verse. Because I don't know if y'all can tell by looking at me or not, but I'm not really a sheep and cattle kind of sister. So I called up somebody I know who works with sheep and cattle to ask them about this little phrase, I know my sheep. He said to me, well, Priscilla, it's interesting because knowing the sheep now is a lost art. As a shepherd, he said, as someone who works as a rancher, sheep and cattle, he said, knowing my sheep is a lost art. It's not something I have to do anymore because technology has so modernized that we don't actually have to know our sheep to get them to do what we want them to do. Because see, now we have electric fences. Now we can embed chips. Now we have helicopters that can herd huge flocks all at the same time. We don't have to know our sheep. He said back in Jesus' day, all they had was time and relationship. All they did was wander around together all day long, the sheep next to the shepherd. The shepherd constantly made sure that the sheep could hear his voice. He would speak over them. He would sing over them just so they would come to be able to recognize the cadence and the rhythm and the voice of their particular shepherd. He said that the shepherd would study all of his sheep. If he had 100 of them, he knew which one had a blemish there, which one had a weakness there, which one was a little hard-headed, which one needed to be told the same thing over and over again until they actually got and would obey what it is that the shepherd would say. He knew their personalities and all the nuances of them, and the sheep knew him. And the rancher told me that the shepherds would know their sheep so well and vice versa, that the shepherd could call the entire flock, or he could change the tone of his call just a little bit and call one sheep out of the flock. That's how well they knew each other. So y'all, the advances in modern technology have not changed the shepherd's desire to get to know us. But if we're not careful, it'll change our desire to get to know him. We'll be so busy with formulas and programs and the newness of advancements in technology that we don't even just take the time to sit in the presence of God anymore, to get to know his character, to get to know what he would say and what he wouldn't say, what the cadence of his voice sounds like. You're going to have to get to know him. Get to know him through the scriptures. As I said last night, get to know the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because with everything else that is changing in our world, y'all, there is one thing who remains the same, one person who remains the same. He is the same, thank you, Lord, yesterday, today, and forevermore. So you can believe that who he was is still who he is. So that when someone comes to you and says, God says this, you'll be able to say, that can't be what he said, because that doesn't match up with his character and it doesn't match up with his word.